Welcome to the City of San Antonio Department of Arts and Culture information session on how to apply for our production cost grant through our arts funding guidelines. With you today is the grants management team, Senior Management Analyst Victoria Garcia, Contract Manager Karen Lugos, Arts and Culture Administrator Jennifer Chowning, and I'm Ellen Ghost-Hockaday, Senior Management Analyst. In this tutorial, you'll be provided with information about this grant, eligibility, funding and restrictions, and scoring, as well as how to apply, the timeline, and where you can find answers should you have any questions. Additional information can be found at sanantonio.gov/artgrants. The goal of this grant is to assist applicants with the production of high-quality, innovative, and accessible performing arts programming in San Antonio. When you visit our website at sanantonio.gov/artgrants, you'll find information and resources such as links to our guidelines, timeline for this grant, where to apply, and where to send questions. If you're looking for a venue location, there's a link to a variety of venues available all around the city. Be sure to review the request for applications for this grant. You can also use this QR code at the top right corner of the screen to access this page to our website. First, let's go over eligibility, funding, and restrictions. The eligible applicants for this grant are San Antonio-based 501c3 tax-exempt nonprofit in good standing with federal, state, City of San Antonio, and Department of Arts and Culture. They need to have 3 years of actively presenting and producing in San Antonio. Over half of overall organizational programming is in the performing arts. They need to have an active board of directors, and an annual opening budget may not exceed $15 million. To qualify for this grant, applicants must already have an event planned to be eligible for funding. You will be asked to provide the name, date, location, and a description of the event. Events must be held within San Antonio and be open and accessible to the public. Finally, at least 70% of the artistic performers must be San Antonio and/or Bexar County residents. Funding may be used to cover the following expenses: venue rental, rental of equipment, prop, staging, security, back of house labor fees, artist fees, and marketing. Applicants may not solicit additional funding from the city for their project, and the number of grants to be awarded will depend on the amount of funding available. Performing arts producing organizations may receive up to $15,000 in funding. The pay schedule is accordingly. Grantees will receive 75% of their total award upon completion and approval of the interim report. They will then receive the remaining 25% upon completion and approval of the event and submission and approval of the final report. An open call for this grant is held once every 2 years. This contract begins on October 1st, 2024, and ends on September 30th, 2025. Performances must be completed in San Antonio within the 12-month period. Please keep in mind that applicants may only operate one contract per contract period, so one application per organization. Take a moment to review this list. These are restrictions for which funding cannot be used: governmental, religious, or educational institutions, fundraising and/or debt reductions, fiesta events, or political activities. Funding cannot be used towards any activity not allowed by the funding source, capital improvements and purchase of real property, and programs that are essentially recreational, rehabilitative, or therapeutic. Funding may also not be used to support productions that include explicit content, private events, and events held in facilities whose main purpose of source of revenue is food and or drink. You can also view this list in the request for applications at sanantonio.gov/art grants. Applications are competitively scored by an independent panel using the Performing Arts Production Cost Grant application criteria, which includes merit of proposed production, administrative capability, and experience. Applications must score a minimum of 75 to be considered for funding. For merit of proposed production, applicants may score up to 40 points. You'll be asked to provide a description of the production and include an expected number and diversity of attendees and the extent to which the event is innovative or relevant and or enriches San Antonio's culture. For administrative capability, applicants may score up to 30 points. You'll provide a projected timeline, budget, information on the venue, and a marketing plan. For experience, you may score up to 30 points. Here you will provide work samples for past 3 productions, which will be evaluated by the panel. Applicants will also provide work samples outlining qualifications for key artistic personnel. Staff will determine initial eligibility of the grant applicant. The designated panel will review all assigned applications. And to ensure that panelists are reviewing each application fairly, panelists are required to declare any conflict of interest with applicants for funding. In the event of a conflict of interest, panelists are required to recuse themselves from the discussion and voting on that application during the panel meeting and may be dismissed from serving as a panelist if the conflict of interest warrants. Department of Arts and Culture staff will develop staff funding. Recommendations are based on eligibility, evaluation of the panel review, scores, and available funding. The next several slides walk you through the application process. This is a 2-step process. Step 1, you'll complete an intent to apply to determine basic eligibility. The deadline is April 5th, 2024 at 5 p.m. Now we move on to the online application system, sanantonio.gosmart.org. If you have never applied for funding through the system, you will need to create a profile. Click on the blue link that reads Create New Account. Click the link and it will walk you through creating a profile. If you already have an existing account, just click the gray Login button. Near the bottom right, you'll see Help Center. If you have issues with the system after hours, you may click the link to find additional information or solutions. From here, you will enter in all your information and create your profile. Be sure to select organization or you will not have access to the application. Once you've created your profile, you'll log back into GoSmart and click on the Grant Applications and Forms tab at the top of the page. You're going to scroll down to FY25 Production Cost Grant Organizations and click the blue button that says Start Intent to Apply. This will take you to the Intent to Apply Please make sure to give yourself enough time before the intent to apply deadline. There are multiple ways to respond to questions. For example, the first question, other names, is a text box where you enter your information. Most text boxes will show the number of characters allowed for each text box. There is a question containing a checkbox for you to self-certify that you are performing art producing organization. Upload buttons are provided for you to submit required documents. Here, you will answer questions asking about disciplinary action, bankruptcy, and contract completion history. You will also download the contract's disclosure form, which is highlighted in blue text. Fill it out and upload it using the upload button. Be sure to select the blue Save Work button. For organizations not currently funded by the Department of Arts and Culture, please list 3 years of past performances in San Antonio and include names of your productions, dates, and locations. Remember that at least 70% of your performing artists must be residents of San Antonio and/or Bexar County. You'll provide the title of your production, location, and date of the event in the text box. Upload a list of your current board members and include the name, title, term limits, and term expiration. Do not include any personal contact information as this may become public information. Upload a copy of your current board bylaws and a schedule of board meetings for the last 12 months. You might notice a little blue circle with an eye in the middle next to the question. If you click on this circle, it will open a new window containing additional information. Upload your agency's IRS determination letter and proof that the organization is headquartered in San Antonio. This can be in the form of a lease, utility bill, and it must contain the organization's name and address. Identify which San Antonio Council District your agency is headquartered in. Be sure to list your primary and secondary contacts. Lastly, you will receive a message on whether you have any missing information. If you meet these requirements, you will click Save and Submit. Remember that once you submit your work, you cannot go back and make changes. Once you click Submit, you will receive a confirmation that you've completed your intent to apply. You will receive a follow-up email informing you whether you may continue to Step 2, the application, wherein you will be required to give information on your proposed event. Log back into GoSmart and click back on the Applications and Forms tab. Scroll back down until you see FY25 Production Cost Grant Organizations. And again, once your intent to apply is approved, you will receive a notification from GoSmart. You'll notice in the status line that it shows it's been approved, and then you can click on the blue Start button to begin your application. When you open the application, you'll notice that the first page is your completed intent to apply. On the left-hand side of the page is your table of contents. Select the second line, which will take you to the application. In this application, you will be asked to describe 3 past performances that exemplify your artistic vision and practice. What made them innovative and/or relevant, and how did they enrich the San Antonio community? You'll also describe the audiences served in your past performances. Include attendance numbers and demographics. And again, please be sure to save your work. Here, you will describe your proposed production and include your goals and proposed outcomes. What makes it innovative and/or relevant, and how will it enrich San Antonio? You'll also describe your target audience and include anticipated reach, how many will attend, and any demographics. Some productions might include multiple performances. Please be sure to enter the number of performances you want covered with this grant. Describe your key artistic personnel and why they are important to your performance. Be sure to include their artistic achievements. At the end of the application, you will be asked to upload work samples of your key artistic personnel. Detail your production's timeline and include major milestones. Describe your plans for promotion and list any sources such as digital channels, press release, media coverage, distribution of print media, and efforts to reach historically underserved areas of our community. We'll need detail of your overall budget for your production. List the average cost for your production. If your production contains multiple performances, list the cost for each performance. Describe the venue you will be using and if it is accessible physically and financially. Upload a confirmation letter from the venue showing that it is secured. The confirmation letter should contain details such as rental date, costs of equipment, staging, props, security, back of house fees, etc. Keep in mind that insurance may be required at the time you enter a contract with the city. You may already have this on file if you are currently receiving an operation or events grant. The last section is your support material. We've provided detailed instructions to assist you, including what kind of material we need to see, how many files can be attached, the file size, and the order which your materials should be grouped together. We've also included a link to GoSmart's knowledge base page, which includes helpful tutorials on how to use the media library. If you happen to miss answering any questions, you will receive a message letting you know which questions you need to go back to. You will not be able to proceed until you answer all required questions. Click on the Final Submission button. A message will show up asking if you're ready to submit, and when you are, click OK. Once you click Submit, you will receive a notice that your application was received. You will receive a notice from the department on or before June 25th informing you of your award status, and you're done. Lastly, let's go over the timeline. To recap, I wanted to show you a general overview timeline of where you are and the steps you'll take throughout this process. You are here where this yellow star is attending this session. At this point, you are getting ready to submit the intent to apply. After this, you will submit your actual application for this grant, which will be reviewed and scored by our panelists. And then funding recommendations will be made. Awarded grantees will be notified further steps, and their contracts will be executed. This graphic illustrates the general funding process for this grant. Here are some QR codes linked to the online resources I mentioned throughout this presentation. Please take a moment to scan the ones you need. If you have any questions about the production cost grant, please send an email to artsfunding@sanantonio.gov and we'll reach out to you. You can also scan this QR code here for a link to the production cost grant FAQ. Thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to receiving and reviewing your applications.